What's up, party people, and welcome to our all-new episode of Just Three with Joe. Of course, I'm your host, Mr. Joe Cardoza. Got another jam-packed show lined up for you all today. Today, I have a great guest. This guy is a, jack of all trades, a huge sports fan, sci-fi, movies, music. So this conversation can go in all different kinds of directions, and that's one of the reasons why I'm super excited to have him on the show. So at this time, I definitely want to welcome to Just Three with Joe, Mr. L.A. Broadus.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, my man?
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, no problem, man. I had to. I got my little guest list of like 10 or 15 names I have on there, so I reached out to you. I wanted to reach out to you earlier, but people who I thought wouldn't say yes said yes, and I was like, man, they're really busy. Let me see if I can snag them, but I definitely had to make sure I kept you on my list, and we sat down and chopped it up a little bit, man. So how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Surprised and shocked that I'm a B-list celebrity, as you just pretty much put out there. Like, yeah, man, I was gonna get you on, but I had some other heavy hitters ahead of you, so we got down to you, I scrolled down and got to you finally.
That is not even what I said, man. That's not even what I said.
No, I'm joking, man. But everything's good this way. As you know, the snow is starting to fall a little bit up here, getting a little chilly. So just trying to stay warm. That's all I can do.
Yeah, I'm gonna be bugging you a lot come NBA All-Star Weekend time, man. I'm gonna be heading up there around your way, and I'm not a cold weather guy. I need to make sure I'm well equipped when I go up there. I know it's not t-shirts and shorts weather come February up there.
Oh no, you're gonna have to get you a nice little beanie. Maybe something, goose down, feather down type, feather down type jacket. But no, you definitely want to make sure you good, and maybe even bring some boots too.
Yeah, my plan originally was to drive up there. Then I was like, nah, I don't think I'm built for that kind of snow driving.
yeah, you gotta know. And even people that live here too, they still don't know how to drive in it. So it's weird. Yeah, you might want to just keep your car where it is and just travel up here like you said, like flying, and then and then get around like Uberwise or something like that.
No, that's the plan. It took me about an hour to realize that the driving thing was probably not in my best interest, man. Well, hey, let's hop right into this thing, man. I know that you and I are both huge sports fans. That includes obviously the NFL. We're kind of starting to get past. We're still there for some teams. Some teams are already past the midway point of the season. Now, before I get your thoughts and talk about some of the things that have caught your attention so far this season, I know being in the Ohio area and you cover the Cleveland Browns, the great Cleveland Browns podcast. What are your thoughts on the Browns so far this year? High expectations, obviously, like my Washington football team, even though I'm sporting the hat because we finally won a game yesterday, haven't really lived up to expectations this season, have they, Cleveland?
No, not at all. I mean, sitting at 5-5, there's a ton of questions about this football team. Of course, unless you was living under a rock, you already know what went down when it came to the Odell situation. So I'm not gonna beat a dead horse, when it comes to that. But we had that controversy pop up, and then yesterday getting whooped on by the New England Patriots. I mean, that was just an embarrassing loss. Something that has Browns Twitter going crazy right now. Everybody's in full meltdown, running around like their hair is caught on fire. While me, I'm just kind of in the background, just chilling because I'm not a reactionary type person normally. I try to stay away from that. I kind of react afterwards, not in the moment. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm not in the moment kind of guy. I try to just sit back, look at everything, assess it, and then go ahead and put my comments out there. But as of right now, there's a ton of questions surrounding this team because on paper, this is one of the most talented Browns teams that we've ever seen. And you're sitting at 5-5. The good thing about it, though, is that we do have the crazy part of our schedule is that we played a lot of out of conference, out of our division earlier in the season. So now we are coming up to the part of the season where we're going to have like 6 straight games of nothing but division matchups. So we do still control our future when it comes to the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. And I think obviously a guy that people talk about a lot, especially even more than Odell Beckham Jr. is Baker Mayfield. I mean, this is a guy that has a lot of haters, but a lot of people that believe in him. I did not expect him to be honest with you, as good a quarterback as he has been so far in the NFL. Inconsistent, yeah, but you can say that about a lot of quarterbacks in the National Football League. And I see a game like the game he had against the Chiefs, where, you can say, oh, the game ended on an interception by him. Yeah, but before that, some great throws, some great decision-making. I mean, he's shown plenty of times that he has an arm and can get the ball where it needs to be. Questionable decision-making, but again, we can line up 10 quarterbacks to NFL and say the same thing. I know he's looking to get that payday and secure that bag and get locked in. long term. I mean, you as a diehard Browns fan, is that your quarterback, or are you already ready to see what else is out there?
I struggle with that question every single week. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, as you said, he's inconsistent. So I mean, you see the throws and you say, okay, that's what a pro quarterback's supposed to look like, right? And then there's other times where he just does some boneheaded dumb stuff. And then on top of that, too, what you're looking at this season is that he's been inconsistent, but then he's also been injured too. So now you got all these people that's an excuse now. Oh, okay, well, he'd be a lot better if he wasn't injured. No, we actually have a lot of tape on Baker Mayfield now. So it's not just because he's injured this year, but he's been like this in years past as well. So I really don't. I'm still on the fence when it comes to Baker. I would not be mad for the Browns to go ahead and just exercise this option. Just to, I guess, kind of teeter a little bit, because when it comes to the NFL draft, I know that there's really no big giant QB headliner coming out or anything like that. So, the question you have to ask yourself as a Browns fan or just as a person out there criticizing the Browns or Baker is, okay, yeah, he might not be that good, but who else are we going to? Yeah. Who else is available? Because honestly, Aaron Rodgers is not coming here. Shoot, you want to stay away from the Deshaun Watson stuff. So it's like who else can you go to, besides him right now? So it's kind of like we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. And as far as him being my quarterback or not, the jury's still out for me.
Okay, I can respect that, because you're right. The inconsistency makes it difficult to say, oh, without a doubt, he's my guy for the next 5-10 years. If he was a little bit more on the consistent side, I can understand. And you're right. I mean, I think the Cleveland Browns, in my opinion, just start with the offensive line, I'd say top 4 in the league. I mean, their offensive line is really, really good. We would kill for that in Washington, to have that kind of O-line. Stud running backs, even without OBJ, still got a great wide receiver corps. I mean, I'm gonna give Peoples a shout out, being a Michigan guy.
Yeah, crazy.
We'll get into that. Landry obviously does his thing. A great tight end, 2 of them. So I mean, the talent's there. And the defensive side of the ball, Myles Garrett is a generational talent. Like, I'll go that far and say it. So I mean, the window's wide open, but you don't want to keep missing opportunities because of inconsistent quarterback play.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it, like how we said, consistency, right? Like I could understand if he was consistently good and maybe just not top, because not everybody's going to have a Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers type talented quarterback. That's not how it works. So if he was consistently good, okay, cool. If he was consistently bad, okay, cool, because then I could say, yeah, get him out of here, get another quarterback. But he's not consistently bad or consistently good. So it's like you caught between a rock and a hard place, because you're sitting there just wondering, okay, I see the talent, I see where it could go, and you're hoping and you're wishing, for that to come out and like we said, to stay consistent. So yeah, I like I said again, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, we take a look at the rest of the league, obviously, as a whole. I mean, for me, I know I'm very surprised by Arizona. I didn't see them being as good as they are with the record they have right now. Some of the other teams that have top records, I'm not really surprised about. I mean, Green Bay, when you have Aaron Rodgers, you always got a chance to get wins, COVID-19 positive test or not. So I'm not very surprised with Green Bay. I'm not surprised Tennessee. I mean, you knew what they're going to do. They're going to pound the ball and run it down your throat. Baltimore, same thing. So some of the top teams I would consider to be like top 5 in the NFL, haven't really shocked me. There are some teams I expect a little bit more from. Like, I thought maybe obviously I was wrong. I thought Jameis Winston would just hit the ground running with New Orleans. I expected the Saints to have a little bit better record than what they have now. Miami as well. I mean, coming off the way they ended the season last year, I thought Tua with the full off season would be a little bit better than they are right now. So I'm disappointed in Miami. Cleveland also talked about, kind of surprised with them, and my own team. I thought Washington's defense would hold things down until the offense got together, and it's been the complete opposite. I mean, the defense has struggled. Now we just lost. We heard today Chase Young is out for the whole season with the torn ACL. But even with him on the field, that defense was not the dominant force I thought it was going to be. So, I mean, the league as a whole, teams are doing really well. I'm not super surprised about, but some of the teams I had high expectations for, their performances so far have shocked me. And of course, New England, even with Bill Belichick, I wasn't expecting the Patriots to do what they're doing.
Yeah, no, I got to agree with all the points that you brought up. I mean, to be honest with you, NFL this season is kind of drunk. It's weird. Because, you know, like you said, like some of the top teams that we knew were going to be top teams are at the top. Yes. But it hasn't been without any kind of drama or controversy or something like that. Like you said with Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers and the COVID thing. My goodness, that was a whole big thing for like a week and a half talking about that. You talking about Buffalo. They crapped the bed against Jacksonville. You know, Jacksonville, you know, like, so there's like the top teams, there still are questions or some kind of drama or controversy around it. I want to give a shout out to one of the teams in my division, even though we did beat them handedly last week. But, you know, the Cincinnati Bengals, I think they're ahead of schedule right now, to be honest with you. I mean, they are surprising me a little bit more than what they're supposed to. Pittsburgh, I told people again, and I love the Pittsburgh joke. I'm not gonna not joke about them. Don't get me wrong, they're a rival. But I told people, make sure before you go into this season joking so much about them that you look at the pedigree of who they are. Pittsburgh rarely ever just falls off a cliff. They might be bad and they start to slowly decline, but they never just fall off a cliff ever because they just have that winning mentality in that organization. So I told people, I said, be careful how you talking about them because they might surprise you, and they surely have. Going over to the NFC, I'm surprised about Seattle. You know, Seattle was a shocker.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them.
I was like, dang, seriously. But with Russell being out for a little bit and DK Metcalf, that whole drama, him acting all crazy and stuff like that. That's been a head scratcher for me. I look, I cannot stand Dallas Cowboy fans, man. They're so freaking arrogant.
Who you telling, man?
but I will give them their props that, they are doing very well and looking very, very good. And I believe, who do they play? Is it Kansas City they about to play?
Yeah, they play the Chiefs. I need to find out. Is that game in Dallas or in Kansas City? That's what I want to know.
It's in Kansas City.
Ooh.
Yeah. This weekend coming up in Kansas City at 4:25. So I definitely have that game circled.
Yeah, sure.
Because that's gonna be a nice little game right there. So but like I said, man, between the injuries, between the drama, the COVID, there's just so much going on in the NFL right now. And I'm here for every bit of it.
Yeah, same here. Let's talk about Kansas City a little bit. I mean, obviously a couple of losses and the sky is falling. Patrick Mahomes is broken. Everybody, like you said, people are such prisoners of the moment. A guy that was the generational quarterback a couple of seasons ago, all of a sudden is washed, and people are just crazy takes and ideas. Shows the Las Vegas Raiders last night why he is who he is with 5 touchdown passes, and they're 5-5 as well with Kansas City. I think that's a team that probably use their bye week to fix some things, to get some things right. If they can get in a roll just with that offense, we know what that offense can do with all those weapons. And their defense hasn't been half bad either the last couple of weeks, coming off 2 straight victories. I mean, I think KC's got a lot more to give than people are giving them credit for right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. To completely count out Kansas City that early, the way that people were doing, is actually ludicrous. The NFL season is so long, and they even added a game to it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, come on, man. Like I knew that they would figure it out. Patrick Mahomes type talent doesn't just disappear out of nowhere. People go through slumps. I mean, it is what it is. That's what happens. We're human beings. But overall, I'm not saying that I'm afraid of Kansas City because there's too much tape out there on how to beat them now. So,
yeah,
they're definitely still in for a rough one, so I'm not going to say, oh, okay, I'm putting them in the Super Bowl again, or something like that. But I will say that I'm glad that they, I guess, are heating up again, just because the outlandish takes, especially about Patrick Mahomes, was just, it was just times that I just wanted to go off on people. Like how dumb can you be to say something like that? I mean, the guy's getting paid almost $1 billion almost.
Thank you.
So like
it's all gone in a couple of weeks. Come on, man.
Yeah. Like, come on now. Like y'all gotta chill out with that. Like, if you wanna bring up the defense, cool, because they definitely have some issues there. Maybe certain people not showing up here and there, but no, it looks like Kansas City might have it rolling again, albeit it was the Raiders and that weird Deshaun Jackson. Whatever.
Yeah, what was that? I've never seen that kind. And he has some of the weirdest plays in NFL history, from the dropping the ball at the goal line to what he did yesterday. Like, he's going to be remembered for some of the most weird plays in the history of the game.
Yes. Now, if you want to have a hot take and say, hey, Deshaun Jackson, it's time to hang it up, I'm cool with that, because that was just weird. I mean, look, he has talent. He does. But his situational awareness is just terrible. And you got to be able to have awareness. I'm not saying that he's not fast anymore because he still is fast. He still is good, in certain areas, but his situational awareness is crazy. And it kind of just like fit in with what the Raiders are in general, right? It was like everybody was just laughing because they're like, yeah, it's the Raiders,
Yeah,
and
been
we went
going
from
through it
there.
this season.
So,
I mean, I can't even imagine what it's like at that facility on a day-to-day basis. From the
right.
Gruden situation to Ruggs doing what he did, another first-round draft pick threatening somebody on social media with guns in your hand. I mean, it's been 12 hours and the Raiders haven't done anything stupid. So it might be a record right now for them for the last couple of months. So I know that PR department's got to be on edge, if not quitting.
Absolutely. Yeah, they need a PR professional. Like, we was joking about this on social media, but we said we might need to have to get our girl Karita Parks in there to work her
For
magic,
sure.
So shout out to Karita Parks, PR professional and sports professional as well. So girl, go ahead, get up there in the Las Vegas and do your thing.
And she's on the list, not a B-list celebrity, but she's on my list of people I want to sit down and chop it up with too, as well, for sure. Now, you talked about the Deshaun Watson situation. We still haven't heard anything except for obviously we know he's not playing any games. People are saying he's settling all these, was it 25, 30 lawsuits, some crazy number like that. These are all being settled. I look at it, when you look at the football field, he's sitting out this year. That's a year of wear and tear and not on your body. Once they figure out the situation and get it taken care of, however they end up taking care of it, this guy's got to be a hot commodity for a gazillion different teams that are in need of a quarterback. If you can get past his issues and your PR department can do what they do to put a Band-Aid on it and make your fans say, hey, okay, we'll accept this guy on our team. This is a guy that had some phenomenal seasons in the NFL, just played for a really, really bad Texans team.
Yeah, and what people got to realize is that we've seen a lot of players mess up way worse than what Deshaun Watson did, and I'm not saying that what he did was not bad.
Agreed.
But we've seen a lot worse. The one thing we know about the NFL is that if you got talent, they're gonna find a way to make sure you stay in the league.
Absolutely.
So let's just call a spade, okay? He did something bad. It was terrible. I'm not going to speak to the actual situation itself, but it was terrible. But the man has talent, so he's going to be in the NFL. It just is what it is. And like you said, with him not being out there for an entire year, that just gave him rest. His talent is not going to go anywhere. So now he just got rest. And the crazy thing about it is that the Texans might have lucked out by not being able to trade him right now, right? Because if he gets this situation and stuff cleared, the Texans aren't going to have a reason to come down on their trade lists. If his stuff is cleared and out the way, because not only do they have the rest of this NFL season, but now they also have the summer to also get all this stuff, taken care of. So I think the guy's going to end up settling out of court. Come on now. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. So once that happens, the Texans gonna be like, okay, boom, all systems go. Give me 4 first rounders. Like they gonna be coming to the table, smacking the table like, yo, I want a 4-piece plus 2 biscuits. Okay, this is what I want right now for Deshaun Watson. So I'm just saying, like, it's gonna be interesting to see what ends up happening, what he ends up doing. But there's too many teams in the league that have either middle of the road or mediocre QBs to not want to be interested or look into Deshaun Watson, because for instance, we just talked about a team, right? The Saints. We thought they were going to take off. Man, if Deshaun Watson goes to the Saints, man,
with Alvin Kamara, with a healthy Michael Thomas, Washington could be a destination. Miami still might be in the talks. I mean, Carolina, they got Cam Newton, which is a great story, by the way, seeing Cam go back.
Absolutely.
Is that long term there in Carolina? Is that Cam Newton? I mean, there's a lot, like you said, there's a lot of different teams. Vegas, they always had to go big and get the big splash move. I can see Las Vegas maybe moving on from Derek Carr and going for a Deshaun Watson. But like you said, it's a high price tag, but we've seen some great plays from him in some really big seasons. I think the team just has to ask themselves, is it worth the price tag? And also, like I said, can our fan base and can our organization, is it strong enough to handle what comes with him? Because it's going to be a bunch of groups that are not going to want him on that team. How do you deal with that? How does his teammates deal with that? A lot to consider.
Yeah. Of course, you're gonna have the initial backlash. That's how. I mean, come to think about it, that's how it was in Cleveland, right? When we first got Kareem Hunt, it
I
was
forgot about that. I forgot about it already.
yeah, humongous backlash, right? But Kareem Hunt came in here, kept his head down, worked hard, then got extended. And now it's kind of like everybody. It's in the back of everybody's minds now. You'll have one guy that one keyboard warrior here or there that might try to bring it up again. But as far as the entirety of the fan base, everybody loves Kareem Hunt now. So I think it could be the same thing for Deshaun Watson. He gets into the new organization, boom, you're gonna have that initial backlash. Then after that, the man starts winning games. Oh my God, that's my QB now. That's how that's how it's gonna be. I mean, it just is what it is, man.
Nah, you're definitely right. At the midseason point, who was your MVP? I was gonna say, until I saw it firsthand live yesterday, I was gonna say Tom Brady. Now I'm kind of like, it's not TB. If it's not Tom Brady, I'm kind of unsure, actually. Who do you have as your midseason MVP so far?
I really don't.
It's hard.
I mean, yeah, because like I said, the NFL has been so weird. And then the wins that are coming by the top teams and stuff like that, and you would say the usual suspects would be a Tom Brady or a Patrick Mahomes putting up all these numbers.
Nope.
Really, nobody's like torching it like that, where you're like, oh man, like that's my guy. Like I really don't. I would have to like look up some stats real quick just to even see. But I mean, when you have like, say for instance, like a Derrick Henry. Now we don't have Derrick Henry no more. Yeah. It's like people are either not performing on a week to week basis like an MVP consistently, or either they're getting injured before we can throw them in the conversation.
Yeah, because I mean, I would say, oh man, Josh Allen, but then you think about that Jacksonville game. Right. Oh, Aaron Rodgers missed the game with COVID, and also he's had some up and down games. Think about that first game of the season against the Saints. Or I mean, Kyler Murray's missed 2 games, so it's tough to pick somebody that you would think would be the MVP so far. That's why I end up landing back on the GOAT, Tom Brady. But think about his last couple of games he's played, and I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm copping out by saying Tom. But like you said, it's been so weird this year. That's a good thing. I like it because it's so weird.
Yeah, no, it's good because I'm tired of the usual suspects. You know what I mean? Like I was actually kind of excited. Until Henry went down, I was actually excited to maybe possibly see a running back get the MVP award, because I actually was having a conversation about this, and I think I might have seen you comment on it as well. But we were saying that it might be time for the NFL to split up the MVP, where you can have an MVP because for so many years it's like automatically it's a quarterback, and it's not cool, and it's not right, it's not fair for the wide receivers, the running backs. You know what I mean? Like other people, defensive players. Like, I mean, come on now. Like, you telling me Aaron Donald couldn't have got up in there sometime? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so, like, it might be time to reevaluate that award in general, man, because I'm just tired of seeing a quarterback that throws for like 5,000 yards. Because like right now, I just looked it up real quick. Like Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Derek Carr, and Josh Allen. Like those are your top 4 quarterbacks passing yards or whatever like that. And based off of the award that how it's been for these last few years, they're gonna give it to one of those dudes just because they lead in the league in passing. And I'm like, but are they really affecting the game like how maybe this Aaron Donald, or Myles Garrett, or somebody like that is, or you know what I'm saying? Because the rules are so easy now, right? That's the thing that that's why I keep coming back to Baker, and why Baker keeps getting under heat is because the rules are so easy now, where a guy can go out there and fling it for 500 yards.
Yeah.
But we're not seeing that from Baker. So, you know what I'm saying? But to get back to the original thing, I don't know, man. I don't really have a consistent MVP right now.
I got 2 names that came to mind. I listened to you talk. Mm-hmm. Cooper Kupp or Matthew Stafford. And I know people will say, well, they just lost to the Titans. Okay, whatever. But those guys are putting up some serious numbers. Like Cooper Kupp is balling at receiver. I knew this guy was a top receiver, but I didn't know he was this good. And then Matthew Stafford, you could argue, might have had more pressure on him than any quarterback in the NFL. After being traded to the Rams, we know what comes with that, expectations, Super Bowl run. It's LA, and I think he's lived up to that and then some. Those are 2 names that pop up to mind for when I think about MVP. Would be Kupp or it'd be Stafford.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad about Stafford at all. And again, I wasn't even surprised that Stafford was putting up numbers. Stafford put up numbers in Detroit.
Yeah,
It's just the fact that
with
the rest of the
bums.
team, yeah, it's just the rest of the team was just garbage. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I knew going to the Rams, I was like, oh my gosh, this is about to be sick. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then, like you said, with Cup coming out of nowhere, well, not coming out of nowhere because he's been consistently good. Actually, it's only one season. I think he got injured that season.
yeah.
It's
Towards
only one.
ACL. Yep.
Yeah. It's only one season that he hasn't been close to 1,000 yards every season. So it's not like he's coming out of nowhere. But his trajectory this year, though, because he's averaged about say almost 100 receptions every year too, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
This dude is besides because they play tonight,
Yeah,
but up till tonight he already has 74 receptions.
that's
And
insane.
he's already over 1,000 yards for the season already.
That's insane.
Right. So
I
like
picked
he
him
is
late in
killing it.
fantasy football draft, and I saw
Oh,
people roll their eyes and laugh. And why? Okay, and
nice.
consistently putting up numbers for me every week.
Nice. Yeah. So and then I mean they got a chance to I mean, shoot, they might light it up tonight. Going against the
Yeah,
49ers, they might light it up tonight. So yeah, I could see that. That's not bad as far as the MVP, with the Rams and stuff like that. And then now now you just gave him Odell and
yeah.
you
We'll see how
know,
that works out. I think he'll be fine.
yeah. Yeah. What I was telling people about Odell going out to the Rams, I said, look, I am not sitting up here pounding my chest saying, oh, because they made that move, that means they're going to the Super Bowl. No. I think that Odell is there as a nice luxury tool. A nice toy for him, pretty much. I'm not thinking that Odell is going to set the world on fire. I think he will have several big plays for them, but I don't think he's just going to go out there and then just torch everything. And because what people don't realize is that Odell, he was on a path, right, to be going to Canton, right? He was
Yeah,
on that path. But the injuries that this man kept taking, people aren't considering that. And
true.
just because he came back from the injury does not mean that your body is ever 100% again or where it was before you got injured like that.
And there were serious injuries too. It wasn't like he had some little, like they had broken ankle, torn
Yeah,
ACL. I mean, it's been some
torn
serious things going
ACL,
on.
yeah,
Yeah,
broke, yeah, shoulder. I mean,
yeah,
all kinds of stuff. So I'm like, this is not Odell always and will always have that star power in his name. He will always have that, right?
yeah.
But he is not the same Odell, and people gotta
From that
understand
catch.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's not that same Odell, and it's unfortunate, but it's because of the fact of where he's been at, and then also on top of that, the injuries, and it just is what it is.
yeah. No, you're definitely right about that. Now, I know we didn't talk about this beforehand, but you knew I wasn't going to have you on the show, and I talk about it a little bit, man. College football. For those who don't know, we are definitely bitter rivals, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because we haven't been good in I don't know how many years. I'm a lifelong Michigan Wolverines fan. LA is a diehard Ohio State Buckeyes fan. Both these teams having really good seasons. I'm still super skeptical Wolverine fan who doesn't believe anything I see until it's triple zeros. Ohio State had a loss earlier this year. I thought that was it for them. It was a wrap. I was definitely wrong. They've come back stronger than ever. I feel like you guys have 5 first-round picks at wide receiver on your squad. What are your thoughts so far on Ohio State? I mean, are you guys playoff bound, or you think there's still some work to do to get into the playoff? I mean, I think that finally, I'm saying this now until y'all put 60 on us, we might actually have a really good Ohio State versus Michigan matchup this year, because the last couple of years it's just been beat down city.
Yeah. As far as the playoffs and everything, I wouldn't put us in the playoffs yet, because of the fact that we got Michigan State and we also got Michigan. So we have some tough games coming up, and anything, how it is in the Big Ten, man. Anything can happen, like when it comes to Big Ten, like so I'm not necessarily ready to put them in, and here's why. It's because I don't trust our defense. Our defense is really not that good. It comes into play here and there because of the fact that we're always leading or always have so much of a gap, and teams are trying to catch up, so we know they're going to throw and different things like that, but I don't trust the defense right now. So I'm not saying that we're not going to make the playoffs. And then even if we did get in the playoffs, I'm not saying that we're like national championship ready either because of that defense right now.
Okay. Yeah, see, I'm just super skeptical guy. I just until we beat Ohio State, I don't think Michigan will go to a nice bowl game. I mean, I'm happy we're winning games, but
Yeah.
I don't see Michigan as some super powerhouse. I mean, I've been on the camp of I thought we should have got rid of Harbaugh 2-3 years ago. The fact that he got extended and still there is a whole different podcast.
Hey, look, and that's the best thing, like especially in Buckeye Nation that we talked about. We was like, man, that had to be the best Christmas gift ever. Y'all extended him, because we was just like, we just seen it. We was like, oh, Michigan extended Harbaugh. We was like, okay, like
I said that plus a couple other words that I want to share on air when I saw. I was not happy, and people gave me the business about it because they knew I wasn't happy about it.
Yeah, we was like, all right, if that's what y'all want to do, that's kind of like how we was like, yep. And it is wild too, because like you got one brother that's having so much success in the NFL, and then the other brother is just terrible, but just keeps continuing to hold on to a job.
I know. And it's funny. The company I work for, one of the founders is an Ohio State alum, and all his kids went to Ohio State, and he knows I'm a Michigan fan. So all the time during meetings, like if I suggest something, he'll be like, "Did you really think that through, Joe?" Because being a fan of Harbaugh, you're known for bad decisions all the time. He never, like, we have a meeting, he finds some kind of way to slide it in there. If I make a comment or I have a question, he'll tell everybody be quiet. He's from Michigan. It might take him a while to get his thoughts together. Like there's always some kind of joke in there, man. Just to have a W off y'all this year, I would give him the business for like the rest of the year. It'd be nice.
Man, I don't really remember those days. I think the last time y'all beat us, man, I was a young pup. I want to say back then. I do recall it, but it's been a while. You know what I'm saying? In my adult years, all I've known is nothing but Buckeyes beating Michigan. So I mean, but like I told somebody else, because I haven't really watched too much of y'all. But I did see y'all QB in some highlights, like dropping some dimes. So I was like, okay, they might have something here, and it might be a decent game because, like I said, our defense is not that good. So you might see something like a crazy number, like 58-51 or something crazy like that. I mean, I would not be surprised.
We just run. We are the Tennessee Titans of the North. We just run. Occasional play action passes here or there. Of course, that same stupid hardball bubble screen will run 4 or 5 times, or we just line them up and we hit you in the mouth, man. And people so far this season have been folding with that. So we'll see how that strategy works for us. I mean, the playoff as a whole, I think Cincinnati should be in the top 4. I don't understand how they're not. I mean, they play who's in front of them. Their conference is not their fault. I want to see that now that Oklahoma lost, will that make some movement? Like, will that get Cincinnati where it need to be? I'm not really sure. We'll have to see. I mean, Michigan State's still in there. You obviously have Ohio State. We talked about Oregon, I thought after Oregon had their first loss, I figured their season was done, but they were right back in this thing. And of course, usual suspects, Georgia and Alabama. But I think you would agree with me. We're not going to believe in Georgia until they beat Bama in the SEC championship game. They can do whatever they want to do. They've got to beat Bama to get my respect, at least.
Yeah, I was just actually discussing this Friday night with somebody, and I was saying that Georgia looks nasty, and they were like, well, they ain't really played nobody. And I said, I understand that, but I got to give them kudos because I believe their average points allowed is like under 17, like 17 or something under 17, like something crazy. Like, and I'm like, yo, I don't care who you play. That's insane. Okay. Like that defense is insane. So, but again, like you said, we're all circling a date.
Yeah, sure.
Alabama, Georgia. That's what it's going to boil down to. And I promise you this. They better not try to find a way to keep Alabama in the playoffs if they lose. I'm telling you that right now. Like, I think
I'll tell you right now. I don't know, bro.
I'm telling you, everybody sees it. They're like, man, they're gonna try to find a way to keep them cats in the playoffs. But man, if they stay in, man, 2 losses, come on, man, that's not cool.
I'll say this much: no 2-loss team has ever made the playoff. If someone was going to do it, it'd be Alabama. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with you. I want to see fresh blood. That's why I'm so big on Cincinnati. Give them a shot. I mean, I know the last time I remember we gave a little team a shot was disgusting. I don't know if you remember when Colt Brennan played for Hawaii. R.I.P. Colt Brennan. And they played Georgia in the Sugar Bowl and got crushed.
Yeah, because Hawaii was putting up numbers. Hawaii was putting up video game numbers that year.
I'm sure people are thinking, "Oh, that's what happens," and we don't want to have another example like that. But you think about Boise State. Boise State gave Oklahoma, when they had Bob Stoops on that team, all they can handle a few years later. So, I mean, until you give them a shot, you never know. I saw Cincinnati play against Notre Dame. That's A-level talent, supposedly. They looked pretty good to me then. So I think you give the Bearcats a shot.
I think so too. I wouldn't be mad to do it. And it was funny because somebody was like, yeah, Cincinnati being high up there, like, we all root for Cincinnati because we're all from Ohio. And I was like, no, sir, not me. like any Cincinnati team, like, I don't care if they from Ohio or not. I could give two craps. Like, nah, man, like keep that down there. But nah, I would definitely give the Bearcats a chance, like, for real. They looked, I think I caught a little bit of their game against USF this past weekend. Yep. Yeah, and I mean, I thought USF, because USF came out and punched them right in the mouth immediately. They went up 7-0 like right in the first quarter, but then after that, like, you could just tell, like, Cincinnati just had the talent and they just kept going, and then all of a sudden you look up, they got like 58 points, and it was like game over. So yeah, I definitely give Cincinnati a chance. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, the rankings come out tomorrow. Like I said, with the Oklahoma loss, I'll be interested to see what kind of movement, if any, we see there. Well, moving away a little bit from the world of sports, man, like I said at the top of the show, I know that you, just like I, are big on TVs, shows, movies. I know you're a big sci-fi guy. So we've had lots of spare time this last year and a half of quarantine and people staying at home, and there's almost too much on television to watch. And there's like 55,000 streaming services going on. But with all that being said, what are some of the shows, some of the movies you've been checking out, or maybe even some stuff that's still on your list?
I got a lot of things to get to because, as you said, man, it's just so much content out there now. And then on top of it, the thing about it is like, I hate it because back in the day, if something was coming out, like, you knew it was gonna be on Netflix or Hulu, right? And that was it. But now it's like, I'll see a preview for a certain show and I'm like, man, that looked like a good show. And then they're like, only available on Paramount Plus. And I'm like, I'm not about to subscribe to no dang on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, you are.
Like, like, I'm like, nah, man, you know what? So I just fire stick it there and bump it, so that's how I get around that. But as of right now, I kind of bounce around a little bit. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Like, so, like, I'll get into my like supernatural type mood. So I'll watch like maybe, the originals again, or Vampire Diaries, or True Blood, or Teen Wolf, or something like that, if I'm in that like supernatural type area. Or like right now I'm kind of into just a good plot. So like I'm rewatching Blacklist so then I can catch up with the newer seasons that just came out.
Great show.
Yeah. So I'm rewatching it right now just to catch up again. And I always do that for whatever reason. Like even if I watched it many times, I always like to just restart the show again, just to kind of, just refresh myself with some stuff. Of course they're redoing Dexter, so I'm gonna definitely be on that because Dexter is one of my top shows of all time in my head. Let's see, the old sitcoms that HBO Max just keeps blasting us with.
Yeah, they're on fire, man.
Yes. They're on fire. So, like I went through and I rewatched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air again.
Hell yeah.
Of course, like I'm in the middle of rewatching Martin again.
Still funny.
Yeah, exactly. Martin has aged well. So that has aged well. One of them though that I think it's good, but it just hadn't aged as well as I thought it would, and that's the Jamie Foxx show. For whatever
about that.
Yeah, they got that on HBO Max too, and it didn't age as well as I thought it would. But I'll still laugh at some of the stuff, but it's just not as funny as it was when I first saw it.
I can understand that.
Then of course, Disney Plus is on crack right now too. They just freaking put out it was Disney Plus Day, so they said, hey, look, we about to release like 20 shows on y'all, like boom. I'm like,
wow.
I'm like, dang. So, but I did actually get a chance to catch the movie Shang-Chi.
Thoughts on that real quick, man. We got to talk about it. I thought it was fantastic.
Okay, yeah. I was surprised when I seen it on Disney Plus. I guess they had just dropped it the other day on there.
Yeah.
But I thought, overall, it was a fantastic movie. I know everybody was confused. Even my mom texted me because like the first 10 to 15 minutes was in Chinese. And, and so I was confused. My mom was confused. Everybody was like, wait, are we gonna be watching this whole thing in subtitles? You know, which I don't have a problem with because I do watch all of my shows with subtitles anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I thought it was like gonna be just all subtitle. But outside of that, no, I think it was put together really, really good. The end battle between the monsters and stuff like that, I thought was a little cheesy.
Yeah,
But
I agree. I was kind of getting irritated with that.
yeah, but overall, I think the battles and the fights and stuff like that were really good. I can't wait to see how they incorporate him into the whole Avengers, because I guess he's the newest Avenger now.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see what phase is this? Is this gonna be phase 4?
I want to say it's 4, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I can't wait to see how they're gonna incorporate him in phase 4. There's just a lot of stuff coming out, man. I mean, you got like Spider-Man No Way Home coming out soon. I think November 19th. November 19th actually is going to be a big one too. And this is something to put out there for the sports fans too. That's going to be the Venus and Serena. They're releasing that on the 19th. That
looks really good.
Yeah, and I think that's on HBO Max, I want to say.
Okay, I didn't even know that. That's awesome. If you haven't got a chance, check it out. Put it on your list. Like you said, we both got a lot to watch. That Colin Black and White on Netflix is really good. I watched 2 episodes so far, and then I'm trying to get caught up with everything else. I'm gonna circle back to it, but what I've seen so far, it's good.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen a couple of people. I know like our homegirl Kelsey Nelson. Yeah. She tweeted about it earlier today and said it was really good. So I definitely plan on checking it out. But again, when it comes to documentaries and stuff like that, I got to get into a mindset. You know what I mean?
I'm the same way.
So that's not just like a casual viewing experience for me. Like when I look at documentaries, whether I watch shows like The Shop or, you know, something heavy like that, like I got to get into that mindset so I know that I'm absorbing the information correctly and I'm looking at things the right way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I definitely feel you on that one. That's kind of how it was with that Kevin Garnett, my favorite basketball player of all time. So when that doc came out on Showtime, I was like, I know if I watch this, I'm not going to watch the way I want to. Yeah. So it came out, I want to say, like last Friday, I want to say. So so like Saturday after work, decompress, like, all right, you know what? Now I can lock in and go ahead and watch this thing and not be on my phone or thinking about something else because I want to give it its just due. It did a great job of that too.
Nice. So yeah, that's another one that I'll definitely put on the list as well. I forgot all about it because I seen people talk about it and then it kind of went away for a second because all the other drama that's going on in the world right now. So okay, but yeah, I'll definitely circle back to that as well.
Yeah, but you're right though, man. There's so many. Like what I do now is I'll sign up for a service and I got to put an alert on my phone, like cancel subscription this day, because it gets you. At least me, it gets you all the time, boy. Go to Starbucks to get some coffee. Check your balance. Oh, I thought I had X amount of my checking account. What the heck? Wait a minute. What? Peacock channel. Oh man, the subscription ended. That gets me a lot. Whether it's streaming services or like I'm big into apps. Try this app for free for 30 days. It's day 31. I just paid for the whole year. I'm like 100 and what? And then you got to do the whole battle trying to get your money back because they are quick to take your money and slow to give you that refund, man. Yeah, I always make sure I don't get caught slipping on those kind of things.
Absolutely. No, I got you, man. Yeah, I'm very careful now when it comes to stuff that I subscribe to. You know, fortunately, I'm blessed because like I'm on like Mom Duke's HBO Max and Mom Duke's Amazon Prime.
And then around that.
And then, you know, and then my sister has Disney Plus. So, you know, I'm on her Disney Plus. So the only thing I really actually pay for subscription wise is I want to say Netflix.
Okay.
So, but other than that, yeah, like I'm piggybacking off of everybody else right now, you know.
See, I'm the provider for the fam. Everybody always calling me for passwords and usernames. And like our family group chat. Half of it is, hey, Joe, what's the username? What's the password? Hey, how come I can't watch Disney Plus right now? Who's watching Disney? I'm like, how'd you even get the login information, cousin so-and-so? Like, where you come from, dog?
Right.
Like 15 different profiles underneath for there. It's pretty wild. Or, hey, Joe, you canceled da-da-da-da? Yeah, I canceled it. I was watching that show. Well, you got to get it your own.
Yeah, and that's why I was kind of mad about, because you remember how we was about to do the thing with YouTube, with the YouTube TV. And I was like, hold on. I'm like, YouTube TV then got smart because like I said, I was sharing an account at one point with my homeboy and he stays in Detroit and we don't have no issues. I mean, up to like a couple of months, well, before I had talked to you, we were on the same account or whatever like that. And we ain't had no issues as far as like, set up to where you are and all this other stuff
yeah.
like that. But it's like now, cats is trying to crack down, which I'm kind of mad about, because I'm like, man, you gotta understand that, especially in this economy, that people are gonna share. They're gonna want to split the bill. You gotta allow people to do that. Like, if you want your service and stream to stay alive, you're gonna have to eventually allow, people to be able to share and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with you 100%. Because if you try to get every single service, you're going to go broke, man. There's no way. Or you're going to have to pick and choose, and nobody wants to do that. I mean, one thing I would definitely tell you, I tell everybody this all the time, that Prime Video, they're just check out the original shows they have there.
Yes.
I've yet to see one. I give Amazon, I give Prime Video props. I've yet to watch one that's bad. They're all like really, really good series, man. Whether it be the dramas, the comedies, all those shows are really Goliath.
I just
Bosch, they're all good.
I just tweeted about it actually the other day, where I said, man, like, it's crazy because I wouldn't have known about certain Amazon shows unless I was already watching something that was on Amazon. So, for instance, like with Amazon, my go-to show on there that I watch is Psych. Like, I like Psych. So I either go on there, I either watch Psych or I watch Monk on there, right?
Okay.
And so, but because I have the Amazon with commercial, which is weird. Like, how you gonna have, like, my mom has my mom has Amazon Prime and all of that, and then but you still want to charge extra to remove ads or commercials, like, but we already got Prime. Like, how does that make sense?
Nickel and diamond folks, man.
Yeah, but like, I wouldn't know about their original series stuff unless I seen a commercial while I was watching the Amazon show, because normally Amazon, they don't advertise. You know what I mean? Like with Netflix or whatever, when something new on Netflix is coming out, you'll see it promoted, tweet about it. You'll see it on Facebook. You'll see it everywhere as far as a new Netflix series coming out. But with Amazon Prime, like, it's like they keep all their stuff real secret and real compact. Like,
like a secret society.
Yeah, like, because like it's like even when that with The Boys, that show The Boys, like, nobody knows when they're gonna come out with a new season. It just is like, it just pops up and they're like, hey, we're back. Yeah, like, so. But yeah, no, you're correct, man. Amazon, you want to watch some good content, man. Amazon definitely has some good content on there.
Yeah, no, they bring the thunder. Like I tell people all the time, I've watched a lot of their series. I've just yet to see one that I'm like, it's not. They're all really good. You can't wait till the next season starts for sure.
For real.
Well, hey, the final topic we want to talk about today is kind of all about you. I know you got your podcast. You're relaunching again. Let's talk about. Tell me a little about what your goals are with the podcast. Kind of when a person pushes play and tunes into your pod, what are they getting ready to tune into?
Well, what you're alluding to, it's called Talking This with LA. And basically what I'm trying to bring to the show is I want to bring awareness in different areas. So basically, for somebody like you, I definitely am going to have on the show because I want you to be able to come on and talk about your small business, talk about what you do, who you're reaching, what is your goals, what are you trying to teach, when you come on. Also, I'm going to highlight some things, new music that come out. I'll definitely keep you guys up in a know, like say if Rick Ross is about to drop an album, I'm gonna tell you Rick Ross is about to drop an album or something like that. So I'll definitely be talking a little bit about music as well. I'm gonna also be in the entertainment game, all the drama. Like I was telling people, it won't be centered around sports. It's gonna be entertainment as far as that. If something happens, like say a Henry Ruggs situation, we will discuss it. But it's not going to be me going in and saying, well, this season Henry Ruggs had 16 catches for 500 yards. I'm not going to break it down like that. I'm just going to talk about the actual situation that happened around him. So we'll talk about entertainment when it comes to that. We'll talk about celebrity entertainment. Things like how, this crazy Kanye interview, and stuff, stuff like that. I'm going to talk about that. And then lastly, I'm also going to talk, some life lessons, man. I'm going to just bring me, as far as who I am as an entertainer, as far as what I've seen in life. I mean, as of right now, I'm about to be 36 on Thursday. And
happy birthday, man.
Appreciate it. So
mine's on Friday. That's crazy.
I think we said that last year when we kind of was like surprised, like, but yeah, I'm gonna bring life lessons. I'm a 36-year-old. I'm divorced. I have 6 kids. So I have a lot of different things that I've seen, been around. I've been in the military. So I'm well traveled as a 36-year-old. I've probably seen and dealt with a lot of different things that most 36-year-olds have not. So I'm gonna bring that to the table as far as life lessons when it comes to talking this. So I'm just excited, man, especially with the fact of being able to. My number one goal is that I want to be able to reach out to people and bring people on and give them a platform or a voice when,
No doubt.
say for instance that they're struggling, say they're a small business owner and they sell flowers or whatever, but they're struggling, to just get the message out. Come on the show. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how you started your business. Let's talk about how did you get the idea. And then also too, plug your stuff. And I'm going to plug it for you as well. Like, that's the kind of thing I want to give those little people a voice. And even if you are a big person and have a good platform, still come on and chat with me and have some fun.
That's what's up, man. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that for sure. I'm check that out. And you're right. We do need more. We have a lot of sports shows on. So I mean, to have there's nothing wrong with a little bit of variety for sure.
Yes.
I think that's an angle that you're to be pointing in that direction is the right thing. And I mean, you got one subscriber here already locked in. So we'll be looking forward to that for sure.
Appreciate that, man. But I'm looking to have a lot of fun with it. I started it up a couple of years ago, and I know that that was back then. I think you probably remember this, because to let the listeners know is me and you go way we go back a few years now.
Yeah,
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think this is the wave when we all had first discovered Spreaker. And we were all and we were all doing shows of Spreaker, and we had the little remember like the little chat room that would be on the side, and you could like read the comments in the chat room and stuff like that. So I had
that was half the show, reading the comments and talking about it.
It was, and we used to laugh at people. We used to laugh at people if they didn't have that many listeners, because we had this one guy that would have a show and he wouldn't have that many listeners. And he would like wait for comments to come in, and we're like, "Dude, you can't."
I remember that, cat.
Yeah, I was like, "You can't do that, dude. You gotta just do your show." And then when the comments come in, then you react off of the comments. But he'd be like, "Yeah, so such and such and such and such. Anybody want to comment? Anybody want to comment?"
30 minutes later,
right?
I got more topics. I'm still waiting for that first comment to come in.
Yeah, man. So I had it back then, and it was doing pretty well, and then of course life happens, and then announcing that that I wanted to bring it back, man. I was actually surprised by the outpour of people that was actually interested, and I was just like, wow, okay, thank you. So we gonna make it do what it do. Hopefully I'm thinking about putting something together. Either it's gonna be either this week or next week, because like I said, the birthday's coming up, so it might be a little bit busy towards the end of the week, so I might just wait until after I celebrate my weekend or whatever like that, and then after that, then just roll it out. Or I could put it on a back burner until maybe because of course we're about to run into a whole slew of holidays and stuff too.
It's coming.
So I might wait, and just maybe do it as a release for the new year or something like that. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I'm always going to say the same thing, man. Whatever you do, don't rush. Don't feel like you have to just throw it out there. Just throw it out there. You want to throw it out when the time is right. You got to organize and got it coming out, the product the way you want it to come out. Definitely. I mean, look at me. I took a long time for me to say, hey, I got a show on YouTube I'm going to roll with. I talked about it for like a year and a half before I finally felt comfortable. And this is like episode 7 or 8, I think, so far for me. So, I mean, definitely take it out on your time.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest advice I can give you. Hey, well, I don't let anybody come on my show without giving the opportunity to let everybody know where they can find you, follow you on social media, find your work. So, man, at this time, man, the floor is yours, boss.
All right. Appreciate you again for bringing me on, even though I was like, like I said, the B-list celebrity. But
I'm going to have to edit that intro for real. That's not going to be the intro in the final cut.
But no, you can follow me on all your social media platforms at LA_Broadus. You can catch my work. I do some writing from time to time on the 3pointconversion.com. Of course, I cover the Browns, so we talk about the Browns and length on our podcast at Brownstown USA, which you can follow that on all your social media platforms as well. And actually subscribe to the show if you don't mind at Brownstown USA. And like I said, I got Talking Ish about to come up. So once that comes up, I will definitely be sharing that with you guys. So just make sure you follow me on social media for that. And then I might even have a Cleveland Cavaliers podcast coming soon too. So
surprise team right there, man. I'm very surprised with them.
Yes. So I might have a little podcast popping up with that, with a little twist, and that is not many people know, but I got I'm the oldest of 6, and so my little brother, he's like 23, 24. but he's a huge sports fan and pretty much just like me. And so we're thinking about maybe combining forces, man, and doing something. So
That's what's up.
keep on the lookout for that. But again, like I said, thank you so much for having me on the show, man. I had a great time. And as always, when we link up and we talk, man, we always have a good time.
Yeah, nah, for sure. And I'll have you on again sooner rather than later with the rest of my A group when I circle back around for future episodes, man. But thanks so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate the time, boss.
Absolutely, sir.
From all the biggest games to the smallest events, make every bet worth your while with MyBookie. Start by doubling your first deposit instantly with MyBookie's first deposit bonus. Double your money before you even place a bet, and all you have to do is sign up and deposit using my exclusive promo code 19MG at MyBookie. There are tons of great games and prop bets available to take advantage of this week, but let me point you in the right direction for your first wager. This Saturday, the NBA is jam-packed with big games that look good for betting overs. The Charlotte Hornets taking on the Hawks, plus a superstar showdown between Joel Embiid and Damian Lillard when Philadelphia travels to Portland. Don't wait any longer. Head to MyBookie today to redeem your double deposit bonus so you can get in the game and start winning big today. That's promo 19MG to receive double your first deposit instantly in your account. No hassle, no wait. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Broadus, I want to thank LA for coming on the show. Another great episode for you guys. Looking forward to coming back again next week. But like I always say, don't just check out my show. Check out the rest of the great content that we have on 19 Media Group. 19mediagroup.com. We do run these content streets, all kinds of shows. There's a lot more than sports. It's much deeper than sports with 19 Media. So make sure you check out our podcast. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe to the pods you like. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. As always, I am Joe Cardozo, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.